Alright guys, so what we're pretty much going over here is a simple, fast, kind of just like it, not really an experiment, but it's going to be your best throwing weapons in Bannerlord. If you played a warband, you're familiar with all of these. If you played really any medieval style game, a lot of them are going to be in here, or in those games. But what I've chosen is the four main ones. There's a bunch of different types of throwing items, but they're all pretty much the same, just with different names. Western Jereeds, for example, Eastern Jereeds. But the four we have here are the Daggers, the Jereeds, the throwing axes, and the Harpoons. Now, the Harpoons and the Jereeds are actually pretty nice because they have a more, pretty much you can carry a larger amount of them. But the axes are going to be, to me, they're pretty fast and they're accurate. Same along with Jereeds and Harpoons, but I think the axes are going to do the most damage here. And then you have the Daggers, which I've got to say, and you'll see here when I go and use all four at the same time. And what we're going to do is we're going to pretty much divide it up. So we're going to have 4 different fights where I fought with just that weapon. But in this quick one we're going into, I decided to bring all 4 at the beginning. And I decided to just fight by myself before we kind of fought an army. So pretty much here I was just kind of messing around with the Jereeds. I was thinking about showcasing it, but then I learned that I can't showcase shit. So I went ahead and got on my horse, rode back a little bit, and you can get on me for this if you want, but I am using the console command to give myself more health. But anyways, we're seeing the axe throwing, and like I said, you'll get to see the solo version. But to me, the axes just slaughter. I can see my accuracy was not that well. I went ahead and whipped out the Daggers right there. So, like I said, the Daggers, they just really didn't impress me that much at all. I thought they were because warband Daggers were extremely fast. And maybe that was unrealistic, and not that this game is realistic at all. But anyway, so what we've done is we went ahead and jumped into the throwing knife, and I've got to say, the way I judge this is if I died, clearly that weapon was trash or I'm trash. Now with this case, I did not stay on my horse for this because I wasn't really thinking if I could throw accurately on my horse, but I could. So you'll see in the future ones that I do use my horse. But the Daggers, they're extremely heavy and they throw so slow, and I got killed. I didn't get a single kill with the Daggers. And they're probably I would say they're accurate, but they're heavy and they're slow. And I guess you are chucking a giant ass dagger. I guess you're more of kind of chucking knives, little knives and mountain blade. But here we are hopping into the axes, and I started to bring the Sturgian Hardened Brigands. They throw, I think, Jereeds, I'm not sure. But just kind of help me, we're just kind of bullying the caravan here. But as you'll see, I'll get a lot more hits with the axes here. And maybe I'm just not good. And these guys were running away from me. But the whole point was to see how accurate they were and if my gameplay was going to make a difference with each throwing item. And I would honestly put the axes at my number 1. I love using them online. And especially skirmish mode, because you get 4 axes, and most of them you get 3 for all the other throwing items. So we went and hopped on the Harpoons. Now these impressed me. I was honestly surprised with these. The thing I love is that, like I said, I'm equipping 4 sets of each item, and we got 20 in this. I believe there was 12 axes, and I think I only got I think it may have been 12 daggers. I didn't get that far clearly, but the Harpoons pretty much surprised me. And what I probably should have done was I probably should have found a cleaner way to do this, but I decided why not make it just a battle and to actually somewhat kind of try here. And I'll be honest, I don't usually fight with throwing items. I'm not the best. I prefer definitely sword and spear, and that will be another video is going on pole arms. Will probably be my next one. But as you can see, we've got my Monopoly Man guy here. That's his name. But the damage on that, 378. I can't 98, but the quality. So I'm using my recording device, and the quality is great. And then I go in this program, and it looks a little blurry. So I'm hoping it doesn't end out like that. But anyways, as you can see, I did a lot more progress here with these Harpoons. I tried to get a long shot, but I was not able to get it, and I wasn't going to go back and try. But these battles are pretty quick. It's just a kind of a little pre-example. As you can see, they're good enough to kill your teammates. And that was great. I think that may have been my 3rd kill in this little fight, but the accuracy, as you can tell, I got a lot more hit markers, got some kills. I thought I killed this guy. I was pretty excited. So anyways, we now flip into the Jereeds, and like I said, the video is going to be fast because it's just kind of a little bit of an example of these items. Now, the Jereeds. Usually, I don't prefer Jereeds. Attack! And this clip, well, not this clip, but me playing with these may have changed my mind. Axes are still my number 1, but in matchmaking, I always go with either the glaive or the sword, depending on what faction you are. And I always just never bring jabs because, for me, I'm just trash with them. But when I was circling here, just kiting these, well, I wasn't really kiting, but, you know, just kind of running around chucking them, I was amazed with the damage. Look at that. I mean, 100 plus damage, 200 plus damage. It's insane. And 91 damage. Like, and they were surprisingly accurate. So that's what kind of got me. And on matchmaking, we're not as accurate as this. Now, I did set my throwing to 106. And you can see it kind of going up as I throw. But look at this. I mean, I'm just slaughtering out there. Now, don't get me wrong. They are peasants. But it wasn't about the skill of the army you're fighting. It was about the skill of me throwing. And I think that's how we're going to move that there. So, we've pretty much gone through all 4 here, and I gotta say, my order is gonna be throwing axes, Jereeds, Harpoons, Daggers. The Daggers really let me down. They really did, but I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I will be doing a polearm video next, most likely, and I will also be adding a bonus Pila. And I went one-handed here, I died. But the Pila's will be the next video I probably get as well, to test online throwing, but this is for single player. So I appreciate you guys watching this video. Try to throw up a like and a comment. You can tell me I'm trash. Give me whatever you got. But anyways, thank you.